Okay, so transmission's on Dyno. We're getting ready to start it up. We're just going, it's just super easy, super soft, just to make sure everything's okay, set pressure. Then get that off there, and then Dad's is ready to go, and then we have to start mine. We'll finish wrapping it up, so. Here we go.
Pump it. Choke it.
That's how we clean the pistons.
Oh, look at that pressure. Crank brake right here. It'll launch the first and second on crank brake. It'll test the first and second. Wires are ready. Get it on the switch.
So, Edwin, oh, you can be in it.
No, sit. Oh.
He is getting my valve body ready, so he's doing good work over here. Do you put the transmissions that you build on the dyno?
Well, the dyno gives us the ability to make sure the transmission is going to work properly. We also get to look at the pressure that we're making. We set the pressure depending on the power level. Typical 480 like this, it's going to be, this isn't really typical in the Reid case, but your car making 1800 horsepower, we're going to probably chase about 220, 230 pounds of pressure on this.
Okay. So you...
Dennis's car, you know, at the 3000 horsepower level, we set it at about 250 pounds. So we're able to adjust the pressure there without actually installing it in a car and filling up fluid, dropping the pan, and having to work on it in a car.
Okay.
It's not nearly as convenient.
So you just you're checking for pressures, checking to make sure it goes through all the gears and all that.
Check the trans brake function.
Trans brake. Okay.
Listen for any odd noises. We're able to watch the cooler line charge, which is the converter charge pressure, and the flow on the cooler circuit. So we know that we don't have something that's causing no cooler flow. Because the cooler flow, like for instance on a 480, really any transmission, the converter gets charged from the transmission. The hot fluid comes out of the converter, goes out to the cooler, it comes back into the transmission, and it lubricates all the gears, shafts, bushings. So the cooler flow is important because it's actually showing us how much oil we have flowing to keep everything lubricated and cooled off.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so Jake is who we've been with the last couple days. Jake is out of Sanger, Texas with Jake's Performance. How long have you been doing this?
We've been here in this shop for 6 years. We started doing it back around 2000, 2001, full-time around 2005, so we've been doing it for 13 years now full-time. 13
years full-time. So what is, kind of explain to them, like, what is your specialty? Like, what is...
We specialize, we started out doing all-around hot rod work, you know, restoring cars, building motors, building transmissions, and we've focused more on the transmissions since around the 2005 time frame. We also build racing torque converters now, so we're doing a lot of that. We also have in-house CNC capability down there, so we make quite a few of our own parts and torque converter pieces.
Nice.
That's kind of what we've progressed into.
Okay, so they've got obviously a great background in that. I think we first started talking to you when we did, was it a trans brake for my transmission?
Right, we sent you a D3 probably for your 480. Yeah, it's been 3 or 4 years ago. It's been a while.
Been a while. So we went from the D3 to the D1, I think was the process there.
Right, because you're manually shifting the track, so the D1, I think, actually, the D1 is the original design. I actually call it the lesser design because it's actually a simpler, it's a really nice design, but it's real simple. Works real well. Obviously, your car had good success with it at, 16, 1800 horsepower.
Really
so The D3 we use is what we're going to put on this. Actually, we're going to kind of modify the design here and use a direct acting solenoid, which is, you're going to be the first one. It's kind of a prototype specialty build. So,
so with that being said, we're down here and we're doing 2 transmissions currently. Dad has been in need of a high horsepower transmission for a while.
His Turbo 400, he's had limited success keeping a main shaft in it.
Very limited.
The main shaft he broke, I guess, twice 2 years ago at Drag Week. So there's actually some improved choices on those shafts out there currently that they came out with shortly after that. But we did his Turbo 400 in a Reid case with all the larger diameter shafts. It's got an 1 1/8" diameter main shaft and an 1 3/16" input shaft. So almost completely aftermarket parts.
Or what kind of power level do you think you could, like max power level you could expect to see with a transmission like that?
That's pretty much everything you can do to Turbo 400.
So it's just
3,000, 4,000 horsepower. There's not much else you can do to it.
We have problems at Drag Week. It wasn't for inferior parts or anything like
No. That's the best of the best of on those parts.
And then
expensive.
Yes,
so.
And then that's why we've been waiting on that. So Dad's excited to finally get that. And then the Reid case, which you guys have been seeing, my new 4L80. Give us a rundown, like what's...
Reid was kind enough to send us this pre-production case. Super high quality, very, very nice, just like their Power Glide and their Turbo 400 cases. It's really, you can't say enough nice about the quality of their casting and their machining, and just overall, Reid is one of the best in the industry. It's pre-production. They knew there were a couple things that they needed to work on, but went together really nice. We've got it all buttoned up now, other than putting the valve buddy on, and it's basically what we would call a stage 5 build here. It's got the 300 input shaft, 300 main shaft, the Pro Mod style sprag. We also put an aluminum drum in there due to your RPM range is somewhat elevated. All of our normal tricks we do. This being a Reid case, we got to experience the slight changes we're seeing because it's a universal case. We can use early or late model parts in it. So it's all set up. We're machining a part now to do the custom valve body on it. We're actually using what I call grinder style solenoid that direct acting pressure release setup. So it should make the D3 trans brake works really well, but this should be the next iteration, the something we can do to make it work even better for really high-end cars like yours.
I've run the 4L80 since the start of my car, and I've not had any trouble so far. But we also know that's my weak link. So we have hit, super soft 60 foots and everything. We just babied it.
Right.
So now this should be. I'm not going to have to worry about it so much. This will not be my weak link in my car.
It's not really going to be your weak link. The 4L80 is never going to be quite as strong as a Power Glide or Turbo 400. It's got more moving parts. It's a little heavier. The biggest concern, even with the case, is great, really nice piece. You're at about the power limit where I'd say that's about as much as I would recommend, just due to the overdrive assembly. There's only so much we can do there. All the power goes to the overdrive sprag all the time and all the forward gears. So you kind of hit a limit there. With currently available parts, probably something we'll work on in the future, getting some better parts out there to hopefully get these things where they're pretty capable over the 2,000 horsepower range. But
so that kind of gives us a good idea of what's going on with both of these transmissions. I think we're going to get mine in actually this weekend, and then Dad's is coming up pretty soon because we've got
Drag Week
5 weeks
really
till Drag Week.
Right.
Is there anything that you have going on in the shop, or anything that you want to tell people they should be on the lookout for, or is there, you guys kind of in a transition period? Is there anything? We're
building a lot more torque converters now. We're trying to stay caught up on that, and the transmissions. I'm actually doing most of the building now. So picking back up, he said he's at limited capacity. He's building transmissions. I'm building transmissions now. I've got myself and one other builder, so we have a limited amount of capacity on how many transmissions we can build. But we're building a lot more torque converters now. Developing some parts to be machined. It's a limited amount of time. It's only so many hours in the day, so we're trying to get to where we're building some bolt together torque converters, aluminum cover deal for the Pro Mod guys, drag radial guys. That's kind of what we're working on. We hope to have more development done by winter time.
Cool deal. So Joey is, tell me your age one more time. 12. So Joey is 12. you're into cars, you like CNCing type stuff, and you're getting ready to start junior drag racing. So you've had a productive summer. So when you go back to school, you're gonna have a lot to tell people. What grade are you going into? Seventh grade. So you're starting junior high.
We'll give you some shirts. I like to have a sticker.
Junior high school. Are you moving to a new school? Yeah. So that's exciting. So Joey's a super cool kid. He's got a lot going on. Yep. Oh, and that part he built yesterday is actually part of my transmission. It's part of my valve body. So pretty cool. All right. Thanks, Joey. You're welcome. Rather long night. It is, I actually don't know what time it is. I think it's like 9:30, but we still have a 5-hour drive ahead of us, and we don't have it all together, and we also don't have it dynoed, but the main thing is it's not necessarily because there's problems, it's just because Jake is kind of, using this as, it's prototyping. We're just coming up, he's creating, they're over there machining some parts, and making the solenoid fit and all that, so it's just part of the process, but it's definitely taking a while. So we got some pizza over here from Domino's. I was really hoping for another In-N-Out burger, for being honest, but pizza sounds good, but I'm gonna have to go to In-N-Out at midnight before we leave. So pizza, they're machining, then after we eat, we're gonna get it set up on the dyno and hopefully load these bad boys up and hit the road to home. It's gonna be a long night, but it'll be okay. What's going on?
We are about ready to torque the valve body down and get this thing on the dyno.
What time is it, everybody?
I have no idea.
Midnight!
It's pretty late.
Okay, 12:45. The bell housing's going on.
Getting ready to go on the dyno. Almost to the dyno.
Who's ready to pick it up?
We're gonna make you do it.
I got a video.
You're the muscles. Here.
It's ready to scoot its way to the dyno.
Get a nice picture with the Reid logo on there. Beautiful.
Come on, muscles.
How you want to do it? Side to side? Yeah. Let's get our bolts ready.
No pressure. You guys have to look strong here because there's going to be people watching.
We don't have to look strong in one.
You can look weak, I suppose.
I like having this stuff.
They're long. They're
pretty long because
there's two. No, that's
What's a weight estimate on this?
probably 190 pounds with the SFI case.
I guess I could help. Okay, you got it.
Plug out pressure. Pressure's pretty good. It's going up to about 200. I'd like to see a little bit more.
It's all working now. Okay, so they've been working on getting pressure where they want
the pressure up, trying to tweak it up a little bit.
But I think we're calling it a wrap, right?
Yep.
It's a wrap.
Got about 200, 205. And we'll see what it does in your car with a different pressure gauge. I'd like to see a little bit more at your power level, but it's been living pretty good where it's at. The current transmission probably all it has, if even that.
So, success.
Ready to go.
Okay, 2 of them loaded up, ready to go. It's 3:30 in the morning.
3:30. I feel like it.
Got a long night, Dad, and I have a long drive, but
That's a truckload of happiness.
we got 2 transmissions, so it's a wrap to the
Wore our
trip.
transmission builder out.
Yeah, he was good today. So I'm going to put links to his social media below, and then I'm sure if you guys have questions or something, hit me up and I can get in touch with Jake.
Have them email
send
us.
them to Jake or
Right.
send them to somebody, and we'll get that stuff worked out. But we can't thank Jake enough for letting us come down here and bug him for the last 2 days for watching
been fun.
watching the transmissions go together. But we'll get get those in the car soon and keep you updated, but there's a train coming, it's going to be loud, so we're signing off. It is Saturday. Dad and I left Jake's at 3:30 last night, drove for a little ways, slept a couple hours on the road, and then got home at about 10 or so this morning. Had a little lunch, took a nap, got the transmissions unloaded. Dad's got his motor stuff unloaded as well. Mom went and picked it up, so transmissions unloaded, sitting here. That Maro's already going on the lift. It is ready to get its new transmission, so we're going to do that today because I have Woodward, leaving for Woodward in like 4 days, so get that swapped out, get the day going. Dad got the trans out while I've been cleaning, but I just had to acknowledge that it is the end of an era. This transmission has been in the car since we first put the car together, so that was in 2013, so 5 years now. For 4 of those years, the car was making, over 1,000 horsepower. In the last couple of years, it's been making well above 1,000 horsepower. So it's done us well. There wasn't a lot done to it. Just pretty much stock. Had an input shaft, a couple other little things, but did us good. So signing off. But while you're here, this pretty torque converter. That's my billet bolt together torque converter. Oh, torque. It's going back on. So, all stripped out. Much cleaner under here. And it's ready for this new bad boy. So that's the plan. We're not going to get it all buttoned up tonight. We're going to lift it up there, see how it fits. Stupid hair. Make sure it all fits, and if it does, come back, which it will. It's just, Camaro is such a small transmission tunnel that we just hope there's not any too tight spots. So we're going to get that fitted tonight, see how that goes, and then we're tired, so we're going to go home, enjoy a nice dinner, and finish it up tomorrow. But got a little more work to do. So before putting the new one in, we decided we'd weigh them side by side, or weigh them in comparison. So here's the old one, the stock one, 182 pounds, and then we're going to put the other one on and see how it weighs. Okay, so we are definitely not going in the right direction for weight saving purposes. 202 on the new one, but it's much heavier casting, much heavier pan, so it'll be a lot stronger, but Bad Maro just keeps getting heavier and heavier. It's not as bad as it seemed, because now we don't have to have a shield or anything like that, so that stuff right there, which was our shielding, was 7 pounds, so it's not as bad.